G'day everyone. I don't normally do these videos, but I just thought on the off chance if someone wanted to look or buy one of these fairings that we're going to look at. This is the Britannia Lynx Fairing for the 701. And not going to do one of those silly unboxing things that takes forever. Just going to show you what you get. So this is the touring screen. It's a lot bigger this way and wider for touring. I bought it just because the option was there, and it's just too hard to get stuff sent over from Canada like all the time with the shipping costs. So for an extra, you know, I think it was 30 bucks, 40 bucks or something, or whatever it was cheaper just to get it then. Here's the screen I'm probably going to run, which is called the sport screen. There's the difference. You can sort of see if I overlay them how much bigger this one is to that one. You can see that. So they're the two screens. Down. Here's the fairing, lights. I do notice that these guys are actually running a Cyclops bulb for their, well, I haven't worked out if it's low beam or high beam yet, but one of the coolest things about this fairing is the fact that your screen can slide up and down on the front depending on the riding conditions that you're doing. Now for me this is fantastic because with my old screen, A, it's ugly as sin, and B, I have actually hit my head a few times on the top of the screen. It's that tall when you're in heavy technical stuff. So that's the fairing I'm putting on. Does come with this bit, which is obviously where you mount, well, I suppose it's going to go that way for you guys, ABS in here, or your turn signals and high beam, whatever in here. You'll put your whatever else you want in here, GPS at the top, or you know, your speedo down the bottom, and that will sit in there like that and sit on the front. Now one of the biggest reasons I've actually gone with a Lynx fairing, and you might ask, over a tower, well again it's personal preference. I'm not a big fan of having the big tower in front of you and all this real estate there when I'm trying to do technical work, and I really just want to have an open cockpit as best I can. Duly noted, what I have now is not sufficient, and that big screen is just painful. So this will sit out a bit further, but it's not going to be anywhere near as intrusive as a big tower. Again, personal preference, nothing really against the towers, just I don't really like them for you know, a bike that's more orientated to dirt and off-road. If I was having a touring bike or a bigger bike, or you're doing rallies, then yeah, great. And look, some people really love them for all-rounders, but again, personal preference. The other bits and pieces you get in the box is obviously, I've got a GPS mount, and they give you a bit of wiring and some other mounts and stuff like that. Other thing in the box, oh, that's the Lynx GPS mount. So you can fit a GPS mount on there, and that's it. That is the unboxing. I'm going to go fit this, and then we'll have to talk about, yeah, how good, bad it is once it's on the bike, and see whether it fits the needs well. I don't know, but I know a few people run them, and Just going to go and see if they're any good. Hope they are, because again, if you wanted to know, you have to order these from Britannia in Canada. You can't get them in Australia. Did come pretty quick, got it within about 8 days. Not the cheapest thing in the world, but again, cheaper than a tower. But it is about $1,400 Australian plus your import tax. Government want to just, yeah, because they can. Anyway, let's go and fit it up. Okay, just so we can get a quick before and after effect. You can see here, my phone will sit here. I can't really see anything down in here. This is all crowded. I've got my compan in here and steering damper underneath it. USB power here, switch for my Denali D3 lights. It's all a bit crowded. And as I said, this screen here, I've hit my face on it a few times going over the rough stuff. And if you see these, they're just fairly big and tall. They stop the wind to a point, but the problem is my GoPro doesn't like the wind noise that this creates right at my face level when I'm riding. It's unless I'm standing up, then I don't get any good audio at all. So quick little interlude here, because I'm not going to go through the whole fitting process and bore the shit out of you, but Julie noticed, pretty cool, that this whole assembly we saw here just slides in behind these two bolts. And you just pop your dash out there, pop your lights out of there, ABS light out of there, undo those two bolts, slide this in and just do these two back up again. And there's your whole front dash ready to go. It's pretty easy. That's it. Fitted. Well, I'm going to put a few more things in here. Obviously, got to put this back in, and we're going to stick something up here, the GPS or the phone. But it does look quite big, you know, and I was just talking about a tower, but when you actually stand up, if I put this where my eyes are, this is what I'm looking at. So I still can see quite well over that front wheel and all around the front wheel, like all around here I can still see. Sitting down position, that's about my eye level there. Everything is much better now, because when I'm standing up, instead of trying to look at my phone down here, like down here, it will now be up here. So if you can see, I only need to glance down to here, not all the way down to there, to look at my GPS. So that's going to work really well, I reckon. And it's still not massive, but it's just big enough to give you a little bit more room. And I'll show you with the screen up, you can slide that up. And now I'm hoping that I don't get any wind noise on my camera when I'm riding along, because the screen's here. And when I put the old one against it, it was about there. So there is about that much more height with this one fully up compared to the other one. So I reckon that's going to be good too. But time will tell, and we'll do some testing, and we'll check it out and see whether or not how well it's going to work. And I'll come back to you with a bit of a review. And stay tuned, because we're going to do a video on all the upgrades that I've done on the bike, and go through each one by one and what I think of it. So stay tuned for that one.